in Week 5, the Cowboys dominated their first matchup against the football team. Can Washington get revenge? The answer comes your way next on EA Sports.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover.
The enthusiasm for football here on the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up
with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and rankings, they don't matter to him very much, but I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number one, including himself.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now this Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
Let's go, boys.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A first down carry by Elliott. Nifty move. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
We play to win. Let's
A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Now, these two teams you might remember met earlier in the year in Arlington with the Cowboys winning that ball game. So they're looking for another win here in Washington to take the season sweep. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Good shot.
Ezekiel Elliott His 19th touchdown now of the season. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Zerline good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Right to the 3.
On first down, Newton. Well, he's got a man wide open, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start.
They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Newton. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 45-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And that'll set them back 5. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7.
Here's a give to Gibson.
Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Newton.
He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 17-yard line. From the red zone now, Newton. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. A gain of 6 there on first. Throwing again is Newton. This is caught.
Touchdown, Washington. De'Ami Brown.
His 9th touchdown of the season.
And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Rosas good with the extra point.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Pollard to return from the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Again to Elliott. Bulldozes past him. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Come on, baby. Let's go!
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown.
Do what you
Kyle
do.
Pitts with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Dak Prescott, probably not the first name you think of in terms of strongest arms in the NFL, but he showed it off there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no! And their worst fears weren't realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up!
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And it's taken in at the 9. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. The give is to Elliott. Shreds the tackle, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw taken in by Cooper here.
We got
and
this.
He'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop his shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Eluding the pressure right.
All day.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Prescott. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Let's go.
Now, this is a feeling I can relate to all too well. Deflation on 3rd and short. Excellent coverage. Took away all the short routes, but the one person who wasn't accounted for, the quarterback. And he used his legs to hot-foot it for a 1st down.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Big stop.
Now a 1st carry for their fullback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Zerline now for the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. A 10-play drive that time, and it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Let's go.
And the Washington offense heading out.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Check back 11. Check back 11. Check.
They'll run with Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker.
Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taking it about the 16. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now trotting back out with the rest of his offensive mates, the big tight end. And what can they do to better account for him? Because they haven't accounted for him well so far, as we see here on your screen.
They may have to draw up coverages they haven't run so far. They have to create something on the fly because he's beaten everything. And when you watch this game unfold, you keep thinking to yourself, is it 2 men, 3 men, maybe even a 4th guy may have to go and account for him. But right now, he's shredding the defense.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Let's go.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Watch the Joker. Slam.
On first down, Elliott. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Hey, look, 3. Watch out. Check safety. Check. We're going to 54. Wide in. No.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Watch the pass. Show it. What do you think? Check. Pressure. What do you think? Watch the twins. Shit. Watch the shit. What do you think?
Elliott. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The 71 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. So as they take it over, we step aside. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's got to wait to try to pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. On 2nd and 10, Prescott. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Open man, Lamb. It's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Escaping the pressure right. This is caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
All day, baby, all day.
Washington ready to try again on offense.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Here's Newton. And that is incomplete.
Antonio Gibson, the intended target.
And it's 3rd down.
A handoff for Gibson.
And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Here's Tressway now. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at about the 14. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards.
And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where you see the final score there. Najee Harris, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And it was the visiting Dolphins who were able to get the victory. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And a big reason why they have this big lead, the running game. They're over 100 yards as a team, and it's been the catalyst for this offense. Meanwhile, for Washington, the rushing numbers tell a different story. They really couldn't get a whole lot going on the ground, and the evidence? The numbers. Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedEx Field and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And able to get this out to the 25.
Come on now, let's go! Take the play ball, baby.
The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? He moved from your former position senior year, strong safety.
Yeah, sometimes they get you up near the line of scrimmage or you're trying to time up a blitz. You've got to get it right, otherwise that flag comes out and you just cost your team some yardage.
Room to run past midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his...
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
You see me? You see
Micah
me?
Parsons
coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Brown. And the Cowboys are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
2nd and 8.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Pollard going to try the right side. Room here to run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Flush to his right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
Pass on target, Prescott to Cooper. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Prescott. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Elliott will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
2nd down and 8.
Watch the slap. Watch the slap. Watch the slap.
Now it's Newton. That's out to the flat for Gibson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back.
Let's go,
and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
Hey, check.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Cowboys will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, But I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Runs over him. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. And even 100 yards for him now on the ground as he goes over the century mark here. I'd say he's ready for the playoffs ahead, no doubt.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
49, check 49.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
6 man.
From the 38, Prescott on the left side. Gallup's got it. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now they're in the hurry-up. Prescott off play action. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
That's it, baby.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they?
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dak Prescott, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Zerline good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was all capped off by Dak Prescott, keeping it and taking it. In on the touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Keep playing hard.
Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Get that ball. Hey, check.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's 2nd and 10.
Check 5.
To throw is Newton.
He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete.
And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other, a gain of 6. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Washington on third down.
2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Newton. Got his target, Samuel. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. To the air again, Newton.
Let's go, defense. Let's get on the field, defense.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5.
Let's put that team on the bus.
Out of the gun, Newton. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
We got him.
He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Hey, check Mike 11.
Here's Newton. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And the defense
Sack,
coming
baby.
through on
Sack,
3rd
baby.
down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Rosa's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
He's crashing. He's
I don't
checking
think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Check 55 to Mike. 36, 36.
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Here you go. Check 9, check 9. Nice.
Watch the ship.
Heavy.
Watch the ship. Kill.
Get the head.
First try for the right arm of Dalton here.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw.
He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 22-yard line.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
Same. Check.
They'll run on 1st down. Pollard, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Check 43.
They go back to Pollard on second down.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
Trying to run for it with Pollard.
And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5.
Let's go.
60 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
There you go, 368. There you go, Ken.
Not running. Dalton wants to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with...
And he will go down. The Cowboys sack.
Big DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground. And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I noticed you used the word sparked because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Newton. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And out will come the offense as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Chase up.
Sponge. No.
Chase up.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Chase up. 18. Chase up.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cowboys,
they finish oh so close to perfection in the regular season, but this win in the final weekend gives them a final mark of 16-1.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Washington,
and they'll limp to the finish line a bit with a final record of 5-12.
And with some high picks coming in this spring's draft, it's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way.